Ugh. Please stay working now. I will call down the wires and I'll punch you right in the gizzards. Alright, I'll fight the internet. Bloody old motherfucker. Okay. Okay. Focus. Go on, Bennett. You're off your rocker. We did nothing with poor needed that farm. Right. Nah, we won't do an old simple idea. We just switch them over. See? Our customers empty wires full ones. From everyone else was on our books. A doddle, right? I think you meant to say a diddle. And that's a crap. It was just that was a bit of fun as all. Look, I have a very close connection to milk, and how dare you take it? You've been as close as hell. What's next? The great cookie caper? Oh, I'll be very mad for that. Milk in public fashion is, we're certainly not armless, as you put it. Well, kinda came up with the idea. It was an evil genius. You mean Mr. Graydon? Yeah, Ash always did have a book when he was growing up. He was going to give himself an education out of the slums and living. Cause he got ragged about, didn't he? Time was soft, he didn't think. But look at him now. He's only gone because being communications officer, isn't he? Communications officer, Skulkin. Serves him with some milk run. No, Iris. Don't even think about it. No. Bad, Iris. Bad. You took a squirt bottle and just started spraying it. No. Although I think the interception of the secret government message is still just conjecture at this stage. That would explain the number of things though, wouldn't it? Negotiators going to have had an omnibus 2 months ago for breaking the Windy Banks. What terrible is, was Mr. Graydon on the bus with Mr. Graydon? No, that was Mr. Manson's brickmaker. Wasn't Chariot murdered? This has been through the men somehow. I know. Mr. Grayson's testimony seems to have it watertight as ever. I wonder if the key is making headway with the cosmetic here. Could be those two brothers. Ask about the name. I'm asking us about exactly whose business. Friendly. Yeah, that almost sounds legitimate. Nothing's legitimate. All is lies. Business is just a bit of fun, you say. And what'd you call yourself, so you have some resolve? Oh yeah. Oh, that's it. Miltivern's Milks and Milk Run, was it? Yeah, that's it. And where did the Miltivern come from? Oh, that's right. The clever cogs are working that one. That is. That's enough for this. How much longer you expect? Shut the fuck up. I'm talking to them, not you. You shut up. You get back to your corner. Let me guess. You don't accept anything these witnesses are saying. Tell me, why is it only mention of the name of Miltivern you decided to change trajectory? Because we weren't the happiest to come. If we weren't the happiest of our arms and bath. Yeah, it was me old wasn't struggling for money as such. My wife walked out on him. She took the name Graydon, you see? But Ash was always a Miltivern to us. Milverton. So you used your surname, did it? Band. Get out. Shoot. Skedaddle. Of course not. This old bumpkin. I've been a great since I was born. Do you really think I can merely testimony these two thieves? Blah. Our communications officers are attached to a civil service. As such, personal details will have been thoroughly checked at the time of appointment. It is a very simple matter indeed to subpoena those records, Mr. Graydon. Oh, it appears that Mr. Graydon's has been reliable for once. You were born Ashley Melvin then. Is that correct? Very well, yes. Ashley Graydon was once Ashley Melvin. Manston Melverton. Was it his father? That information could change the things. It could turn out to be extremely important. Ashley. Done. Fuck. I've been found out. All of a sudden, it seems about a serious matter of national security. Although we talked about the interception of a secret government message, still just conjecture at this stage. Yeah, right on the shock, so I can fast forward it. Get up. Mere complication of information. Besides, his metal box on must code. Some of those big backyard negation men have no relation to the man.
Objection!
Mr. Ashley Melverton, tell me, why do you hide behind your former name in this court? Because I haven't gone by that name for years. It means nothing to me. No, I don't think that's a real explanation at all. The truth is, you're the reason to hide your name. Explain yourself, please, Consul. I've been in notes to the omnibus case, my lord. And as we know, the victim's man who understand is negotiating with Mr. McGill. Yes, Mr. Manson, the brickmaker. That's right. Only Manson was his surname, wasn't his surname? No, it was his given name. His full name was Manson Milverton. Milverton? Do you mean to say Saints alive? Ashley Milverton. It's not the case that the brickmaker, Mr. Manson Milverton, was your father. I don't. Blah, as I believe mentioned earlier, your family history will have been thoroughly checked with it when you join the civil service. And it really wouldn't take much time at all for us to subpoena those records. The truth is, you've been illegally acquiring highly confidential government information and sell them to Miss McGill in collaboration with your father. In fact, evidence unveiled by the cross-examination of the witness has all come together. They reveal the truth. The truth, you see? The collaboration with your father, Mr. Manson Milton, is illegal dealings with Mangus McGill. By dint of this music box, you mean counsel. Yes. It's illegal information being sent to the secret government communications, selling it on Mr. McGill. Dr. Manson concerted the elaborate scheme by using the two music boxes. Presumably, a safe measure against information falling to the wrong hands. Oh, very effective one, I should have given you. The scheme ain't convincing whatsoever. Blah. But the deal with Mr. McGill went sour, and the brickmaker met his end. Yes, before he arrested, Mr. McGill managed to temporarily dispose of the stolen disc at the pawnbroker. Then, having learnt the situation, he appeared at the Windy Break 2 days ago, in attempt to recover the two articles Mr. McGill had pawned there. Blah. But the attempt failed. One of the discs was seized by the police, and the other you never found. At the same night, you enlisted your help with the Skelton brothers, broke the pawnbrokery. At that time, you determined to recover the second disc. Are you suggesting that the second disc was inside the music box? Eh? We never knew nothing about that. On the night that Mr. Midway was killed, Should Bob touch the one item, an unknown, the music box. Rather ingenious demonstration of using two prints from the security camera, indeed. So, the question naturally begins to answer is, why was there only one article was disturbed? It is obvious, because it contained the second disc, which the intruder was attempted to retrieve. Since it would have fallen into the hands of the police, it would be proof of high treason. Mr. Graydon, do you deny all these this actually being a faithful 2 months ago? I refuse to accept any of this nonsense. Blah. Ho ho ho. Sir. The appearance of blood is seeping through the sleeve of your jacket. There appears to be blood seeping through the sleeve of your jacket. What? 2 nights ago, 3 shots were fired at the scene of the crime. Winterbake's pawnbrokery. One took the life of the pawnbroker himself. One struck the pouch with his waist. And the final bullet struck the calendar on the wall, having pierced first the arm of one of the intruders. Mr. Graydon, the wound in your arm you were trying to hide is a bullet wound, isn't it? He got you now, old China. Yep, time to call quits, croaking reckon. Tisk. I don't know the presence that are under my circumstances whatsoever. Those were my terms, remember? And I paid handsomely to comply. You know the feudal think I could trust some common backsome thieves. Fine, I admit it. I was there in Winterbank that night. I paid the pair 10 guinea to accompany me. And as you've noted, I've sustained an injury of course of my adventures. But that's all. I've admitted nothing more. Stealing the government secrets, negotiation with Mr. Guild. As God is my witness, I'm recording nothing of the sort. He's not going down without a fight. Not until I can show you hard evidence, I suppose. Nevertheless, defense has now established a crucial fact. Blah, which is? Well, we know that one of the bullets fired from each of the 5 times is to have an evidence. From the Skulkin brothers hit the pouch at Mr. Sholmes' waist. And the bullet from Mr. Winterbank's gun. Clearly must have been the one that caught the ghost's arm. Oh, indeed it must. We can rule out the possibility that the man shot himself. Look. That leads us to the only one conclusion. Mr. Memakes was shot by a third gun. Which only had been fired by the third intruder. Goodness. Blah. That's right, Graydon. The other person who could have possibly have shot the Winterbanks that night was you.
Hold it.
He's got his voice pretty close. I'm a bit more pompous though. You little upstart. You made a great mistake when you summoned me here. What? What's that supposed to mean? Yes, you're right to say. I was at the pawnbrokers. I did my best to hide the fact, naturally. With the intention of ruining the discussion's career, I built myself a communication station. But did I ever cross your mind? Did you never consider the possibility? What do you mean? What sort? What possibility? The possibility that if I was there at the scene, I may have witnessed the crucial moment. You see, this makes me a key witness in the case, and I have a hands firmly around the neck of your client. What? You just admitted it in front of the judge. What the fuck? The judge like, you just admitted it in front of me, you idiot. Oh, you suggesting? I saw it all. The very moment the pickpocket girl pointed the gun at poor defenseless pawnbroker and shot him. You what? Bleh. Order! Order! Well, still finally enter the last act of this theoretical trial. Blah, Mr. Greydon. Yes. But blah, I you're fully aware of the implications here. Is this journal claim is false? You have incriminated yourself as the killer. Oh, I understand fully. Then I must ask you to give your formal testimony once more. Explain yourself precisely what you saw. Why isn't the jury just like declared me innocent at this point? The jury should go, fuck this, it's obviously innocent, I declare innocent, the end. Nothing more can be great pleasure. What is his testimony? The moment of the shooting. While the ruffians were jostling the broker, I was near the entrance of the shop. When Winnibriggs threw Nash over the counter, I felt a sharp pain in my arm. I feared the man being shot off in the story, so I could see through the peephole on the door though. The accused, in a black coat, shot the man in the back as he was trying to flee to safety. I saw the blood splatter all over the wretched girl. She then tossed the gun out the peephole, so I picked it up and made my escape. Goodness, it's extraordinary testimony. It's a load of crap. Your claims are under oath. You've clearly seen the vendor pull the trigger. Double crap. Order, order, order. It was my intention to testify this way. It says apparently she threw her own gun out the window. But if I touch the guilty or murder, I did not commit. So you see, my hands have been forced to tell the truth now as an act of self-preservation. The truth. Blah. Until now, the prosecutor was completely unaware of these details. Yeah, well, sorry about that. Having shot me in the arm, the pawnbroker was shot in the back of the accused. As I said, she was showered in his blood. You said the blood splattered all over the accuser's coat. Are you sure about that point? Oh yes, quite sure. All over the black coat and the pocket girl was wearing at the time. Really? Oh, really? If her coat was somehow showed hovages and vestiges of blood, we could see the evidence there. Blah, such investigation entirely possible, my lord. What? On the very recently, a German scientist developed a technique to identify human blood. So when that's tool science, amateur detective to put his pharmacochemistry. There's nothing different about Hurley's work. His ideas are all sound. Blah. Ideas are no use here. It's science, as in law. Theories must be proven before they stand. Ah. Blah. A German technique is already employed in the courtroom as the basis of evidence. Scotland Yard has a small quantity of chemical reagents used with lordship permission. That's my second chalice. I don't want to use a third, which make this quick. This doesn't look good, Reno. Why not? Well, we know, don't we, that there's blood all over the front of Uni's coat. If I test it with their chemicals. Oh, help, you're right. Forgetting what happened yesterday. Don't move, kitty. This is a shoot up. You're gonna die now. Die. Ah. But that's not mean to went to the blood the same 2 months ago. Mr. Manson's blood when he was stabbed by the Miss McGowan who was wearing the coat at the same time. My lord, the defense objects to the test proposed by the prosecution. It's blurple. Overruled. Lord Fantiques, make it so once. Blair, with pleasure, my lord. I shall turn to bat and fly there immediately. You can turn to bat? No, that's what I call my car, the bat. You have a car? That's what I call my horse, the car bat. And while we wait the results, we proceed with the cross-examination. Once I find the blood on the overcoat, Beginner will be... Council. Oh, yes, my lord. Request an examination. Of course, my lord. This combination does not go well. I don't imagine I covered some distinctive evidence or completely compelling clue by now. I have a very bad feeling about the outcome of this trial. The moment of the shooting. While these references were jostling the burqa, I was near the entrance of the shop. This makes it emerge on this. Well, don't forget, the Iris's gun will change, depending on what blood type it is, will change it to different colors. So, like, purple could be B negative, while green could be A positive, so on. This makes it emerge in the story, I believe. Ringo and Nash were scaring the counter when they suddenly appeared from them. I already resolved the hand. Yeah. So, look at the court record of this here. His blood is purple. So his blood is purple, and that trench coat was the trench coat that Miss McGold was wearing the night he was murdered. That's how we know it's his blood. He already resolved his hands. Unfortunately, he's too close.
I never meant to scare all my life.
Yeah, just your regular, mild-mannered burglars, and that's all. We don't like violence. There's a pair who carry a gun. What do you mean when you say you were near the entrance of the shop? I was in the doorway when I was over the shelves of forfeited items, looking for the music box, of course. Burqa went for Nash at first. Then Ringo joined in, making the 2 against 1. So I assumed he couldn't handle the situation. But I was wrong.
Let's try now. Trying me borrow the old geezer's chucked me bloody counter. He pulled out a gun on the old fella and soon he made a scalper.
The pair was you sitting upon the poor defenseless pawnbroker together. Shame on you.
Sorry, Gov.
When Windybanks threw Nash over the counter, I felt a sharp pain in my arm. Ah, god damn it. Back.
Hold it!
Got it. You mean, the moment you were shot? Yes. I immediately realized I had been happened, of course. The thing crashed to the floor and the counter, 3 men were brawling. Exactly the moment it happened. I didn't hear a gunshot. What went on to strike the cowl on the wall behind you? So it would appear. I even looked at my arm and, I saw the bleeding badly. Wrapped my handkerchief around it. Since I couldn't explain what happened to a doctor, I had no choice but to wait for it to heal. I didn't imagine it would be still bleeding 2 days later. Blah, the Mr. Winterback intend to shoot you, do you think? Well now, I didn't imagine everyone noticed I was there, to be honest. Perhaps the gun went off accidentally. Anyway, I don't quite strike home.
When I brought the gun on him, I tried to shove him out of the way.
But then he escaped into the back door at the back. At which point, what did you do? I pursued the man, but he shut himself in the storeroom and couldn't see him through the peephole in the door.
Hold it!
You mean you chased after him? I don't recall the reason why, but I ran after him to the back of the shop. What's about a peephole you stood in the door I mentioned?
Well, unsurprisingly, the storeroom is a solid job made of stone and wood. But there's a small opening just a head high. Let's see what's made from inside. Actually, should know that, shouldn't I?
Actually, shouldn't I? I'll do it myself that night. Wait, she wasn't wearing the black coat. Do you have the picture? We don't have a picture of her. I don't think she was wearing the coat. Blah. And what about your burglar brothers? Do you see 100 the peephole as well?
Not likely of.
Didn't see enough, none of the sort, guy. I doubt the superfoods are even aware of the peephole's existence. So the Skulking brothers were there. They didn't see the killing of Mr. Winterbaker place. Inside the storeroom, I could see the burqa, and they're all standing there. The defendant? Yes, you didn't notice I was looking. The girl raised her gun and pointed it straight at the man. And then, what did you see next? Ho ho ho. Because the kid in a black coat shot the man, black trying to flee to safety. Yes, the crime was over. The defendant was found in the gun with her hand, but Mr. Winnipeg's gun, from which only a single bullet had been fired. And we already established, Mr. Gaydon, that the bullet was fired at you. Oh, but no, it was the broken gun that pickpocket girl I saw. Yes, the bullet from Winnipeg's gun grazed my arm, and yes, Skulkin's guns grounded the detective, but this was another gun entirely, the third gun. Blair, the broker's gun was not a murder weapon, so clearly had been the third fire on the gun. In other words, O'Kills must have had his own gun and hurt the stand. But no other gun was found at the scene. Calm yourself, Counsel. Sorry. I must get the event in order. At first, I saw the broker and the girl glaring at each other, and then all of a sudden, Broker turned to run. At that moment, a little girl got a rat, shot him in the back. A chilling image, I must say. I saw the blood splatter all over the wretched girl.
Hold it!
All over her? Yes, to the people, I saw clearly. Of course, the stains were invisible now, with the coat being such a dark color. But I saw you. The gunman sullied victim's blood. Well, it sullied the blood, that's for sure. But not Mr. Winnipeg's blood, is it? No, that's right. It's Mr. Melvin's blood from Mr. Gill stabbed months ago. It's so naive. At least to Charlie's chemical analysis, we could prove that. But they won't, so unfortunately, we can't use it as evidence to support the case. Bother! Oh, bother. See, they trust the gun of the people, so I picked it up and made my escape. Where's the fucking gun then, genius? Did she say she threw the gun out the room? That's right. After the broker fell to the floor, she started to walking over. Over where exactly? In the actual storeroom, where I was watching. Of course, I quickly retreated, and then I dropped the gun through the peephole onto the floor inside the door. Why on earth would she do such a thing? I couldn't tell you. Perhaps she was hoping to distance herself from the murder weapon. Without thinking, I went and picked it up. I suppose I was worried it was just leaving it there. In case any more tragedies took place. Blah. So it was you, in fact, who took the third gun from the scene of the crime? Yes, it was yours truly. Where's the gun? Oh, I left it cleared up my lackey and left. Clear up?
We made a bit of mess around the counter, so Bismarck Fulton told us to tidy up.
Yeah, I think so. Bloomin' mums or something. Well, I was paying you enough, wasn't it, to be... By God. Oh, Mr. Gaydon, when you left the pawnbroker that night, was by chance the second disc in your pocket?
You little toe rag!
Jesus Christ. Are you like a bull of gator, aren't you? What the fuck? What the hell's happening here?
Excuse me!
Gentlemen.
Something wrong? Sunshine?
That should be my line. Do you realize you're just violently shaking Mr. Skulkin?
Boy!
Use our device.
Blimey, the thief was boogling at me.
What's going on just now?
You saw him. He grabbed me with he whistled. Why blazes it, he said. Why do you measure the third gun when I got you down to the station?
And why didn't you?
Because we didn't know nothing about it. Or flaming people at the door. I'm sorry about that. I can be prone to losing my rag sometimes. Not hurting you. God blimey, See you looking at me? Telling ya, that gives me the willies.
That was strange. Inspector doesn't normally get quite worked up as that. He wouldn't normally grab someone.
No, that wasn't Greggy at all. He normally is sweeter than light, no matter what I say to him.
Yes, well, I think you might be a special case, Iris.
Fuck you. Well, anyway, that's definitely out of character.
Oi, 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 my lord! Oi, oi, oi! Could you please interrupt the cross-examination? Oi, oi, oi! Ho, ho, ho! Explain yourself! Oi, oi, oi! The result of the vessel... Blah! The blood on the clothes was caught. Ho, ho, ho! Thank you, officer. Very well. Conversation is hereby temporarily suspended. I presume you have no objections, counsel? No, my lord. We done fucked it up.
Well, there you have it.
Blair, the report, please, Inspector.
Yes, sir. Frisbee! Traces of human blood were found on the overcoat of the defendant, Mr. Gasolini. On example of the stains, they would appear there result in sputtering of the following following a gunshot wound. End report.
Goodness.
This is bullshit.
See? What did I tell you? No. The body carrier was not Mr. Windy Banks. What makes you say that, counsel? The carrier originally belonged to Mangus McGill. Just before the carrier was deposited to Windy Banks, Mr. McGill fatally stabbed Mr. Melvin. So the blood of the Oko, the blood of the brickmaker from the omnibus case. Blair, well, the dead cannot speak. Isn't that right, my Japanese friend? Sorry? Blair, 2 months ago in the very courtroom. You do not agree fervently to Mr. Green's innocence, and yet now your man is dead. You will brand him as a murderer.
Ah, the bottom of that my foot. God, it hurts. Can you remove this gold stick from my foot?
Your conduct shadows the very straight respect you have itself to the contrary.
But that was... I call badly disgraced treachery, that's that.
I determine the blood on the coat 2 months is not. Even Sarah Cripps couldn't help stand to that problem pop out. It can't be done.
But...
We use sometimes specially formed chemicals.
Mr. Sholmes is a detective, not a chemist.
Would you put such faith in chemical formula that deserves me, for example, my communications officer? Da! Alan Povisky, the stallion boy of rotten or crime. Sherlock Sholmes barely more than a figment of the public's imagination. His name carries no weight in the courtroom, no weight at all.
How could you say that?
Victory, sweet indeed. This proves my testimony the whole truth, far from finished. How do you arrive at such a conclusion, sir? Blair, as the witness said, the accused got splattered with blood from the victim. John Mr. McGrain could have possibly have known the fact. He saw it happen. In other words, his testimony is solid, and the conclusion is singular. The accused was shot the victim in that case. That's the whole truth.
Ah!
Oi, my lord! It's been a long battle, but it's an old war horse. Don't say it now, please. Mr. Foreman?
At this moment, sir, the squadron has reached its final decision. Ready, men? All for one now. Sir!
Guilty.
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 Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Well, as the of the court, jury have reached a unanimous verdict. Well, I might have to break it again. Blah. He's a surgeon. His hands are sanitized. His hands are sterilized. He can't use them. He has to hit his head. Blah. The investigator failed to admit the witness testimony. Here's what I accept my mistake. Now, undefeated jury's decision began equally successful. I don't believe it. I've come so far. How's it all unraveling so fast?
Hold it! How very distressing! To be held in such low esteem.
I'm making a guess here.
Would you agree, Mr. Naruto?
Officer? You just leave the report now. With the bill, thank you.
You accuse me of some wrangling, Mr. Naruto. The scientific truth is determined not by science, but one other than the human mind.
I know that voice. Am I going mad? Ah! Mr. Sholmes, I was correct. What does it mean? He's even standing like an asshole. Blair, what business you have in here, detective? Last heard you were recuperating in the hospital.
Ah, well, I would be if it had not been sent off on an errand.
Blair, what errand?
Hurley, it's really you. You're awake at last. Yes, good day, Iris. I fear that rather late to the rise. My apologies. Now, my lord, if you'll humor me.
What is the matter, sir?
I have something great importance to wish to give the young lawyer over there. No more than 5 minutes. You might clearly spare some time.
What do you say, my Lord Van Zeke? Blair, this child has taken many hours of court's time. Have you spent long already?
Exactly. We haven't spent long already. We don't go and wait more precious time.
Blair, as I was saying, have spent long hours already. Why would Church Lewis deny the defense 5 more minutes?
Gah!
Very well then, counsel. You have 5 minutes.
Sup, bitch? I stripped naked and got changed in front of everyone in the court. Everyone is now traumatized. Mommy, why does he look like that? Don't look, daughter. My dear fellows, I apologize for my tardy arrival.
Mr. Sholmes, are you alright now?
Alright. Oh, I'm all wrong. Sorry. I've just managed to summon the strength to stand, man. I asked the judge for 5 minutes. But I fear I may have improved too much to me. Pray forgiveness. I should pass out.
Let's make the decision short as possible then.
Hurley, this place is full of idiots. None of them can see how wonderful your chemical blood analysis is. Ah well, that concussion of mine is really just a bit of sport. Assist my investigations. It took trouble refining the appraisal by the scientific community. I never saw it on my part. Right, modesty, surely not.
Right, modesty, surely not.
But enough of that. I'm here to give you this, my dear fellow.
What's that? A lavender forest wrapping?
Leaving a present from Miss Citizen.
For Miss Citizen?
If possible, the manners are which they settled between giving me you to this. That's instructions she asked me to do is her a favor.
I don't understand.
Miss Citizen foresaw today's events, I believe. She knew if the culprit were to attempt to escape justice by the means of the easiest underhanded. That's why, Mr. Naruto, fighting fairly as you are won't do. You're putting yourself in considerable peril. At the very moment of crisis, you were given this small parcel. It contains a bomb. You should probably run now. Goodbye. Those were their latest instructions.
Leaving prison for Citizen, son? What happened to me?
Oh god, it is a bomb!
What is this?
Oh! Let's make an lemonade!
It's the cat flappinator! Why the cat flappinator of all fucking things?
Where's my fish? God, you've been a troll all day. God damn it, where's my fish? Look, use this. My latest invention.
What's that?
I call it the cat flapper-mat. It makes cat flaps little furry friends wiggity in seconds.
What is Susie up to?
Go make a cat flap in that guy's chest. Go. Do it. Put the gun on his chest, pull the trigger, and make a cat flap in it. Mr. Sanderson muttered following before she left. I'm a failure. I don't deserve to be a judicial assistant.
What? Why did you say something like that? Oh, I have to do my voice again. You really are. You are the really best your assistant in the world. Well, that's extremely flattering. But I'm sorry to say, I suck balls. What have you meant by that, What is meant by that, Sholmes? That night, when you left Windybank's pursuit of the thieves, Mr. Urso made use of the contraption for a certain Did you put a cat flap on something? Did you put a cat flap on something? That's how it makes it on purpose. That's your answer, my dear fellow. Not all cryptic then. But the peephole was there before the cat flap because I saw it the day. I saw. Did I see it the day before? Cat flap. There's a cat flap. There is no cat flap. I didn't notice that. I added to the court record. She cat flapped. She cat flapped a hole in the door. That was my Blair, your 5 minutes is over, and that was my last chalice. This caused me on traveling on so long. I've gone through all hundreds of my chalices under this desk. I have to go buy some more. Out of time already. I'm grateful you're affording us a brief recess. Mr. Reaper? Blair, no need to thanks, detective. After all, the die is cast. Is it really? Is it really? Blair, your juniors are anonymous. Their learnings, no doubt you'll learn your friend to consider the examination. But any attempt to alter the verdict now would be utterly futile. I wonder... Mr. Naruto. Yes. The rest is down to you, my dear fellow. What's your plan? The rest is down to me. I need to be careful here. The wrong move, and the trial will end badly. Okay. Because this is the final case. This is an actual do or die moment. Further cross-examination.
Objection.
Blair, the jurors have spoken. Protocol dictates that you may cross-examine the non-witnesses. The defense is not asking for cross-examination of a new witness, rather continuation of the one existing witness. Blair, Nani? That would appear that rather important details escaped your attention, Mr. Reaper. My lord! My lord, requesting your lordship's permission to interrupt the cross-examination. Thank you, officer. Very well. Cross-examination is hereby temporarily suspended. Presume you have no objections, counsel? No, my lord. So nobody can say anything then. If you're not asked to resume the cross-examination, Mr. Garrison. The court is obliged to allow it. Blah! This is absurd. And that whip is very fast. God damn you, Belmont. I would remind the president in my courtroom. I'll declare the defense entirely within the right to continue on cross-examination. However, I will not permit any personal proceedings. Therefore, I have declared the evidence of defense the one final opportunity to conclude the cross-examination. Counsel, you must choose one statement from the witness's testimony and about one piece of evidence to present in support of your argument against it. A single chance to present evidence. If the following that situation remains unchanged, I shall move to adjudicate. I wonder. Oh, we can look at it. Got some saw blades. So the hinges come out. The fuck is this thing? Jesus fucking Christ! I guess you couldn't cat flap someone's hole in someone's chest with that thing. Ew, that's Phew, those teeth look vicious. They could almost do anything. They're good, aren't they? They're made of a special oil I developed just for this job. The cut rotates 10 times per second, so I can get through any kind of door in no time. And what are the two parts at the top there? Ah, those are attaching hinges to the section of the door that gets cut out. Right, of course. Anything like this machine power, they can make mincemeat out of even the toughest of doors. Or the toughest of people as well. So it's charming and friendly when you say it for, but I feel like the reality of Cat Flap Measure is that it's a grim weapon of door destruction. What's happening is adorable. There's nothing I wouldn't do for even above with deadly weapons. She even admits it's the fucking weapon. Why are you pointing it at me? No, stop! No, no! Blah! Oh, it's good, Council. We now press the winners any further. Blah, my lord. Yes, my lord. Single statement and a single piece of evidence. Most generous. Well then, Mr. Naruto, it's high time I fell dead faint. I leave this in your capable hands. Mr. Sholmes. He did say he was about to pass out. And in his style, he passed out flailing his arms like a bitch. Oh, so it stands before the court of state of such fever. Either the man has extraordinary strength of mind or extraordinary lack of feeling. Blah. I imagine his feeling is very little now. The detective is sleeping soundly in one of the arch chambers. Strike a man down while he's down, don't ya? Oh, well then, Kanto, are you fully prepared? No. One statement, one piece of evidence. I want Mr. Sholmes down, or Iris. I won't waste this final chance the status designer has given me. He's going to decide the outcome of this trial. Very well then, on the terms I've outlined, resume cross-examination. The game may take every single, if I get this wrong, the game may actually take every single life from me, so I gotta be careful. The games have done that before. There is no peephole! Take this!
Objection!
Fuck!
Objection!
Of course, I had to be the actual cat flap-o-matic. I wonder if it's a right question, Council. Oh, it's my cat flap, my lord. Wait a minute, cat door. Cat to get in and out of a room. You can cut through any door on the think of it and make a little door in the middle of it. That's right, my lord. And this device is created a code called cat flaps. Small doors cats can come and go as they please without their own owners having made the door. I'm sure we can all work it out for ourselves. But why cat law to contravene has no relevance to this case. Oh, really? Yes, really, you bitch. Of course, it doesn't start with when cat flap in the pawnbroker's door. Not being a keeper of cats myself. Not being a keeper of cats myself. I have reindeer. They hurt when they run at you. Don't stand in front of a running reindeer. But I did punch Rudolph once. You know he has a red nose. I'm afraid I failed to see what was the matter at hand. That would help to describe the function of it either way then. This contraption is able to create a peephole in any door you can imagine. Practically no time at all. I beg your pardon? A peephole, you say? 2 nights ago, you were at the scene only minutes after the murder of William Bates had taken place. Oh, that's right. According to the paperwork on the yard, it was you and Japanese assistant, Mr. Sholmes. Yes, 3 of us were together, and recently came to my attention. And my assistant made use of this device in that time. Your assistant did what? There was a peephole in the storeroom. I can attest to that. I'm going to look through the peephole myself in order to see in the locked storeroom. This is ludicrous. What are you trying to say? Of course the peephole was in the door. I said much in my testimony. How was the witness in the cry for pity's sake? Yes, how could you? What? Counsel, go ahead and say what you mean. Alright, it's time. Now take the final blow. What I mean is, my lord, my assistant made the peephole in the storeroom door, and until such time as he did, the door had no hole to look through. What? No!
Objection!
Blah, this is a farce. You're suggesting the peephole was in the door. Yes, it was created after the incident taken place by my judicial assistant using this device. Oh, your assistant tempered the crime scene with being full of gravity of his actions? This was a serious act of vandalism. For which I humbly apologize, my lord. It was in a few minutes that I left the scene in order to pursue to go from the bodies. Nevertheless, I made a lot of news information. It becomes apparent that Mr. Curtis' testimony is riddled with holes. Riddled with? Explain yourself, counsel. One of Mr. Garrison's testimony appears to incriminate the defendant. He based it upon the witness through the peephole in the storeroom door. Yes, that's perfectly the girl shooting the man in the back. However, at the time of the incident, the peephole didn't exist in the door. There's no possible way you could have seen what claimed to have seen. In short, your entire testimony is a pack of lies. Order, order! Is there any kids in resolution? Blah! Nonsense whatsoever. As my learned friend shortly realizes. Exactly. How did some cheap chick designer discredit me? I'm afraid not, sir. Of course it is. Is it expected to believe they can cut through a solid wooden door? Oh yes, I'd find it to be very powerful, cut through even the toughest of doors. That's absurd. I don't believe for a second. Let me test it on your chest and we'll find out. What? Cookie, time for dinner. Wait, when the fuck did she do that? Fish? That guy looks like a fish. He's a white fish, isn't he? Can I eat him? Well, young lady, this is the Old Bailey. It does not make cat flip to the oak paling of the Old Bailey. I'm not done yet, don't worry. That mean the people on the storeroom door wasn't made by your machine. There's no way. There's no way you can prove it was. It was. No, but it's easy. What? Cat flaps, cat flap made a crate are all fixed to size. Dimension the people Winnie Banks. The exact match. Hey, oh, Sinky is lost for words. Excellent work, Iris. Thank you. Blah. Now they'll notice you and friends have lost the word, I feel. I believe our judicial assistant has already left the country in the Eastern Island home. Well, yes, that's true. Blah. Now I'm difficult establishing all of the facts. Blah. For sake of argument, let us assume the people as I mentioned the perfect to fit your contract on. In that case, when were the people cut? Produce a man's proof for your answer. Ugh. Ho, what purpose is the inquiry, Mr. Veek? Very simple, my lord. Blah. The fourth argues that the people was created after the incident using their device. But now the perpetration has returned to the native land, you do not testify to the fact. There is no proof. For as long as the defendant remains unable to prove what was held, I'll let my friend calm down and must nothing more. The baseless accusations. What? Bleh. That indeed, sorry, Lord Zing. Well, counsel? Don't give up now, Runo. There's a time to create your own opening. Force your way through. Yes, using the device and the defendant's chest. It's the greatest system in the world. Very well, Counsel. The defense will now present evidence to support the claims you made. Proof that the people on the door was Winnipeg's storeroom created after the event, not before. About the picture!
Take that!
Blah. What are you? Pet for the detective interferential cameras again? My usual assistant, Mrs. Assistant Kara, is an extremely intelligent, capable woman. And this is why, in case of doubt, that she wouldn't have considered this scenario, made sure it made necessary proof. Necessary proof? Photographic print, Counsel? Blah. This print shows the scene, the shop moments the defendant entered the premises. Blah. Agreed. Blah. Agreed. And your soul kills mercilessly within the gun direction of the front of the printer. But more on the point. It pictures the storeroom door in the background. Let me see the print again. I don't believe it. It's really quite remarkable. The door to the storeroom. It's completely devoid of any description. Mr. Great Aunt. You couldn't possibly have witnessed the crime you claim to have done. Because of the time it happened, there was no peephole in the door. In other words, your testimony is a catalogue of lies! Freak out, freak out, freak out! Older games had a lot more freakouts. Order. I'm starting to find suspenses substantiating claims beyond a reasonable doubt. This witness testimony is clearly a fallacy. Blah. That's not the only thing we know beyond a reasonable doubt. Blah. My learned friend asserts guilt can no longer be denied. The woman tampered with the scene of the crime. Okay, go and arrest her. She's in Japan, you asshole. But more importantly, good lord, there's more, Lord Ramsay. The first pair established the federal imprisonment incident of perjury. But that is no proof the man is the victim's killer. Yes, that's right. What? I was there at the scene. It's true. It's true. But I got shot in the arm. It's true. But that's all. Yes, in fact, look at the circumstances. I'm the victim here. Oh, please, no! I don't believe this, but they're right. It says as it stands now, I don't have any definitive proof that he's the culprit. Still, you can't worm his way out of this now. Iris? I know what they say. There's no point in locking cat doors. After all, the cat has already bolted. Isn't that right, Bruno? There's no fish story left. You can still hear you, cat! Shut up, bitch, where's my fish? That's how he always says. One lie begets another. No, wait. That might have been line of referee in one of my stories. Well, no matter now what's said first, you're right. Mr. Graydon, not only do you give your false testimony to this court, but the lies you told make no sense. Make no sense? What do you mean by such a remark? What you said in your testimony reveals that you don't know something you should have known. In other words, the fundamental consistency in the statement.
Objection!
What? Blah. This is positive talk, Counsel. You want to not answer the court? It's about inconsistency. Iris is right. One lie begets another. How do you know he got shot in the back? The inconsistency revealed with the lines witness statement. Surely you created knowledge of something you shouldn't have known anything about. Namely, the blood stain that presented on Milane's coat. That's right, there'd been blood all over the sheet when she shot him. How could you possibly have known that? Obviously, because I saw her do it through the peephole in the... Oh... Fuck! The point is not your lie to your testimony, Mr. Gatorson. It's that the nature of the lie connected to very revealing. It don't make any sense. And let's just ask a simple question. How is it that Mr. Graydon that you knew the existence of the peephole in the storeroom door? What? Well, obviously, Oh, fuck! Got your tongue, witness? You fell when the door was made after the incident occurred. And since I returned to the shop having failed to catch the two burglars, Scotland Yard investigators arrived immediately. Since that time, the police have been in Windbanks constantly carrying out the investigation. Isn't that right, Inspector Garrison?
Well, yes, of course. The place is a clock full of pawned articles that many lads have thoroughly examined them all. So I gave the order to officers working around the clock, swift so we can get through it all.
And consequently, there's no way Mr. Garrison could have gained access to the room. Therefore, she would have known nothing about the peephole in the storeroom door. So in fact, the existence of forms the basis of your testimony is completely inexplicable.
And blur, and yet the remains Garrison did maintain the witness climbed through the peephole in the door.
Oh, and is that possible?
I might have a word, please, Lord Van Seek.
Blur, speak, Inspector.
It really ought to be getting back to the station now. I'm putting my report. There's really nothing more I can add to this testimony. If that's all the same to you.
Permission
denied. Ow.
Isn't Blur? It's not all the same to me, Inspector. Not at all. You will remain exactly where you are until the trial concludes.
What if I do a little dance over there? Haha! I'm in a different spot. Now we're gonna do, huh? Take your bats on me? Or your bats with bees in their mouth to shoot bees when they squeak? Of course, sir.
Mr. Graydon. You should have known about the existence of the peephole. Which can only mean you must have been informed about it by someone else.
Objection!
Blair, stop there, my little friend. You realize, I trust, that the words you just uttered have extremely serious implications.
Yes. The defense believes that the defendant throughout this case Mr. Graydon claims to have seen must have been revealed to him by a certain person before this testimony. And the fact is, considering the particular clues we have, there's only one person that could have been. We get the witness details of the crime scene. Probably the inspector who brought him in.
Take that!
Truth is, it can only have been you, Inspector Garrison.
Objection!
Mike!
Blah, you better have some proof of saying you're such a rash claim, my learned friend. Consider the fact, we've only been aware of Ashley Garrison's identity for the last few hours. We learned only during the course of the trial today. Oh, indeed. Preparations for the testimony were made within urgent urgency long recess, while the police executed a subpoena brought to me from the communication station. And until the time, Mr. Garrison would have had no idea. No inkling that would suddenly reappear to court. Oh, you should have seen the time that this was summoned. Yes, my lord. Until then, it reasonable to assume that he knew nothing of the peephole. Only when Mr. Garrison seems to stand and realize his position, yet the defense both against the accusation of the third intruder. Blah. I also suggested in the court that it was while the trial was in progress that he revealed the information. He could commit perjury in order to save his skin. Exactly. The only person with knowledge of the investigation that had any contact with him was you, Inspector Gregson.
This is a blooming outrage! Why are you giving away details of our investigation to this fella, eh? I was summoned for his lordship's chambers during the recess in any case. Had you forgotten that?
Oh, quite true. I had a number of questions regarding the events that transpired in the pawnbrokery.
Blah, which means... First time the two laid eyes on each other was after proceedings resumed. That's it. Blah, so it's done there for full view of the stand. And there was such a discussion we possibly... We saw it during the testimony. We saw it during the girl's testimony.
Oh, I just remembered something, Bruno. What's that, Iris?
There was one time before, wasn't there? I think it was when Queenie was testifying. Oh yes, now you mention it. When the Bradford dispatched to retrieve the principal from the scene of the crime. That's it. During the testimony. I remember feeling strange at the time. This resident has been kind of this secret discussion. It would have been possible for you to give me, Grayson, the information we needed then. You little Trerog! You're making all this up! I'm responsible for Scotland Yard's inspector for crying out loud. Why would I do something like that? Why would I give away confidential details to this bloke? I really you wouldn't have a reason to do something like that for no gain, but perhaps it's part of a deal of some kind, and it starts to make more sense. Blah. What deal, Consog? I wonder if perhaps in exchange for details about the people crime scene, Mr. Gregson would agree to be given a certain something to the inspector. Blah. Oh, sorry to mean to Inspector. You found the true strike of the deal without a witness. We consider it to be a case of malfeasance. Well,
Objection!
Hey Vilu, thank you so much for the follow. I hope you enjoy the madness of my voice acting for this. Blah, it's becoming clear. Jumping with accusation that nobody is specialty. I don't do that. Blah, the stakes are so high the prosecution is not prepared to listen to the basis charges. Incumbent, the defense now presents evidence to support the bicycle claims. Evidence? Blah. We just saw a proposing inspector demanded the witness in return. Diplomacy of this deal. Inspector really struck a deal with Grayson? Logically, there's only one thing he could have asked for. It must be it. You think it could be? Yes. The missing link that joined all the dots together in the puzzle. I'm Professor for the Council. What if it explains the nature of the alleged death of Inspector Garrison with the witness?
Take that!
Inspector Garrison. Besides the murder, it's not true that you've been working on another very important case? What? What are you getting at, Sunshine? It's possible the other top secret case was alluded to in the newspaper article here. The classified secrets being leaked overseas from the Ministry of Justice. How bleeding gnar could you? We discovered during the course of this trial, the music box deposit in Windybank's place. A special box designed to play 2 discs at once. We seem very lucky now that encoded the pair of discs were Mr. McGill's possession. And will leak classified secrets. So I put it to you, Inspector. In order to recover the second disc containing those secrets, you conveniently made a deal with Gregson in which you exchanged the disc for the details of the case. You little... Order, order, order! On the day of the incident, when we met the Windy Banks, you said this. Oh, we're taking whatever Miss McGill's down to the yard. Thank you very much. Hand it over. No, don't give it to him. It's mine, that is, mine. I'm sorry, miss. But anything belongs to Miss McGill belongs to take into evidence now. Scotland Yard already knew at the time, isn't that right? Miss McGill involved the stealing government secrets. My orders were cover the medium which conveys secrets leaked to the ministry. And to do that, and to do it on the QT, strictly hush hush. Blah. Explains why. You presented the disc as evidence to the court. You objected heavily, I presume. Because you know the content highly confidential secret information. Blimey, not likely, I mean, it wasn't I was sure of it myself. I realized there was a possibility, that's all. Oh, Inspector Shorey, sure you're not saying that in order to acquire the second disc, you indeed revealed the confidential details of the crime scene to the witness. In order to aid in judging a false testimony? There's no other way Mr. Graydon
could have known the existence of the peephole. Your expression is only a deal struck between the two men. No! No!
Objection!
Twerking on a chip! Fuck! Blah. I stress if the Soviet Association turns out to be found the truth, it would mean that the second disc is, as we speak, in this very courtroom. Wait, what's in this courtroom? How could it possibly make a claim like that? Blah, because Inspector Gaston is a Scotland Yard detective. Wait, what? Well, that's supposed to mean, huh? Blah, as a seasoned professional inspector approached the alleged deal with the Constitution. Caution. Certainly would have accepted the gentleman's agreement in this matter. No, he would have insisted on having the article agreed to upon palm in hand. Blah. Goodness gracious then, you mean to say... Inspector Gaston already has the item in question in his possession? He has the second disc on him in person?
Yes!
Yes! Defense demands Inspector be searched at once. Definitely! Could only have struck a deal with each other and given you a satisfying before. Hey Greggy, hasn't moved from the witness stand since. My lord, please order examination of the person immediately. Very well, Inspector. Runs out the door. This young lad wants to tone down his imagination. He's insulted me if my fashion looks quite enough. However, if I put this matter to bed, dispel my doubts about my involvement. I'll happily submit to a body search. What? You don't to agree to it? Blah, I presume you're aware that the piece on which your Tita is letter to a friend. You have the most serious allegations against Scotland Yard here. Following the sketch inspector's personal effects, no disc is found. You'll be deemed unfit for court service and the trial will end. The country government will formally demand yours be severely reprimanded. That sounds serious. I'm just a high school student. Oh, indeed, a visiting student making first remarks on the country's most senior police officer force. It's not something I mention the government will be able to overlook. You're just threatening right now because you're scared. Blah. The accusation is beyond serious. You must be prepared for the grave consequences. It's true. The imagine Gregson would have accepted a gentleman's that's so critical. It must have physically changed hands, which means the inspector should have it. But somehow, it doesn't feel quite right here. Oh, very well, Kato. You know the impression. Let me ask you the fun trying time. Yes, my lord. Do you still persist in formally requesting search of the person effects? Yes, defense. Who depends a search of to be conducted? Well, blah, don't say you weren't warned. But tipping upon stubbornness will always land you in hot water this time. Perhaps lesson will do you learn some good. Fair enough. I've got nothing to hide. Very well then. Bailiff, conduct a search of the inspector personal inspection. Defense demands a search, but not of the Inspector Gregson. What? What is all this? You're the one accusing me, aren't I? You want me to search me. No, Inspector. Not you. Somebody else. What is the meaning of all this, huh? You've lost your last... I'm guessing it's Holmes. He planted a disc on Holmes. On Sholmes. Be quiet, all of you. Be quiet, all of you. We're doing what it's all told him to do. He's having the courage of his convictions. So you should respect and listen to what he has to say in good faith. Because if you don't, I'm going to shoot you. And it's the British way. Oh, violence is the British way. I mean, we're literally at war with literally everyone in the goddamn world all the time. Very well said, young lady. Indeed. The court is aware of the defense counsel's conviction really awaits your words. What? You're not be hasty, my lord. If I'm not mistaken about the things I've seen in court today, I'm fairly sure I know who has the disc at this moment. There's only one person it could be. Cancel. Who knew which quest to search now?
Take that!
My lord, meant which... Nah.
Objection!
Okay, so... I thought he might have planned it on Holmes when he put him into the arts chamber.
Take that!
That's a guessing well. The feds demands a search of him at once. Very well. I'm sure you will not be a protest, Mr. Graydon. Au contraire. So a brief search was carried out through the court bailiff. A few short minutes later, it was revealed that Graydon had nothing unusual person at all. Wait! I realized my mistake. I know has it. I was an idiot. I just remembered. I literally just remembered something after I chose it.
Take that!
Yep, when he was shaking them. Lord, that's who's soaking. Well, I never. Eh? Why me? Me? Ah, you can see he's already reacting like, fuck, I've been found out. Very well then, bailiff. Restrain the witness to conduct thorough search of his personal effects. Please, my lord. Inspector. Scotland Yard, has no job to the search.
Objection!
Bleh, unfortunately for you, Inspector, your objections are carried no weight here. Eh? In this courtroom, only the prosecution and defense are the authorities object. But Lord Van Zeke, I have no idea what forces of player might influence your actions. But personally, you have no intention of obstructing the course of this trial. Ah! Bailiff, carry out the search. My mother! Now? Oh man, Mo, I don't know nothing. No, nothing about no disc. Cut it out! And that's... Ah! Here, my lord. In the witness's pocket. I found this. Oh, good lord, that's... Another music box disc. Bleh. I know nothing about it. Nothing. Second music box disc is left behind by Max McLeod. It's not on Inspector Garrison. Order! Soken, what do you have to say for yourself? Gordon Bennett, Gordon Freeman Bennett. I swear I didn't know nothing about this. Honest to God. Counsel, would you please explain what exactly is going on here? The alleged deal was struck between the witnesses. Detective, no. Without question, my lord. Then, for Christ's sake, why on earth is the man possessed a disc of the Spectre trade information for? Brett Gerson is a shrewd, calculating man who rarely loses his composure. At one particular point in the trial, he did some unusual behavior in brief moments. I don't recall what unusual behavior. Ho! Ah! It was, yes, during the cross-examination of Mr. Graydon. Tell me, Mr. Graydon, when you left the pawnbrokery that night, was by any chance the second disc in your jacket pocket? I meant nothing of the sort. When Mr. Graydon answered the question, Victor appeared to have grabbed Nass's skin under the coat and was shaking him violently. Yeah, he did all. It was like my wagon to clear off. Although I was washing, why didn't I born above all was? Is that what exactly happened? Made the tape like that? I got no clue. He just suddenly turned on me and grabbed me and whistled like that, started shaking me. Why in blazes did you mention the third gun when you were down at the station? But what he said? Yelling right down at me like I did it. Man, I'm throbbing now. The way the detective behaved was extremely out of character, but looking back now, it must have been what he did it. A job treating Inspector Garrison created for himself in order to hide the disc. Oh, my busting my wigs! You hit it? Yeah. I'm afraid I failed to comprehend the motive here. The detective has acquired the disc was after. Why on earth would he pretend to hide it in another man's pocket? The court of law would be submitted to items of evidence. Blah, it would appear, my lord, that the inspector was not at liberty to do that. Why ever not? Blah, as if the man himself revealed the earlier economic position in the special conditions. My orders were to cover the medium with the greatest secret leaked in mystery and do it on the QT. Strictly hush hush. Hush hush? Such a good assignment. It is. As far as information stolen from conventional government circumstances, it would have seen that the information we would leave the court evidence would be problematic. Blah, that sums up the situation, Inspector. I'm operating under the strict orders of the Ministry. I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to answer that question. Blah, so reason the chance you may have searching the court, took steps to hide the disc and acquired from witness. Does that mean you only pretend to attack Mr. Shulkin in order to get close enough to him, and slip the disc into his pocket? So it was all a pretense. Oh, well now, Inspector Gregson. And you, Mr. Graydon. Are you prepared to admit your accusation made against you of alleged the deal? I admit to it. Most surely, please. Graydon? Clearly, our esteemed recent visitor is uncommonly active in imagination. However, there's no proof that I passed the disc to the inspector. But then, why explain the reason why you knew about the peephole? I'm under no obligation to explain. What? Yes, I lied to my testimony. That I admit. My sentence is accordingly. But that's all I admit. Murder, leaking government secrets, striking a deal with a detective. All of it's young Ace Man's fancy. I have no idea what any of this is about. You're what? He's like, I'm just gonna stop talking. Fuck you. Fuck everything. Fuck the world. Well, what about then, Inspector Gregson? You meant to make me a deal with Mr. Graydon? To acquire the disc? Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, as calling out Inspector, I will declare and nothing more. I'm acting in the best interest of the country. Whatever I've done, I've been in the name of justice. So, as a member of the public fine country, I like to think justice will be guiding light when it comes to making your decision. This is quite quandary indeed. I never encountered such extraordinary, tumultuous, concluding a trial. Nevertheless, absence of any evidence to present, I believe it's time we put the matter to a jury for the final earnings. Well now, to serve the fellow Queen country, I must sympathize with the old inspector. Yes, he's a federal man, quite sure. In service becomes a good judge of character. I haven't crossed my eyes. It doesn't help when it comes to looking at this case. It all blurred to me. Well, a fellow professional, I'd like to put my faith in detective, really. Graydon is highly skilled operator, stop. Currently in presence of idle, stop. Blah, detective with great tossed in eyes. More than this, I cannot say. I don't believe the 6 jurors are. They won't believe Gregson? Declare the decision now. Is he going to be found guilty? I didn't manage to produce any bit of evidence right now and then. We're going to lose. Yeah, the proof of Gregson killed Miss Windybanks is sole government secrets. Or some evidence was going to mean the struck deal with the Gregson witness. Well then, counsel, I think it's time I propose the jurors declare their decisions no. This is unless you have some compelling evidence you first present to the court. If I let the judge call the jurors and answer their leanings, you will be found guilty. Is there no chance of Bruno to throw something more evidence at them? This is it now. It comes down to this. Who do I present evidence against? Mr. Gregson, is there one final piece of evidence I'd like you to see? Eh? What's that then? If you were to acknowledge that you did in fact strike a deal with witnesses here today, then leave me no choice but to examine this piece of evidence thoroughly. I don't have the other disc. Where's the other disc? I want to examine the other disc. Well, go on. This is my last chance. Looks like I'm going to have to force his hand here. One final piece of evidence to get the detective to admit he's the deal clearly struck with Gregson.
Take that!
What on earth is this, Counsel? If you were... Okay, nah. I was hoping that it might do something. I was hoping that, like, you'd see, like, the men were like, oh no, I don't want to lose my money from the little last. I better tell the truth. If you think about it, murder and treason are both such serious crimes. Yes, punishable by death. So I don't think I'll silk you down the minute to either anytime soon, do you? No. But Gregson, on the other hand, just refused to admit what happened because he wanted secrecy out of sense of duty. I wonder, is Gregson his lips are sealed because he's determined to do his duty, or perhaps to prise them open? I'm going to have to give it determined enough to... So it is Gregson.
Take that!
It's wrong. What is the final piece of evidence? Secretary, some of my fun face. The music box.
Take that!
Play both discs. So let's pick the music box. So we now have both discs. Either it's blab or we'll play the discs. Yes. With the disc already placed already, I think perhaps we should be time to listen to this sound produced by the music box again. Only this time, the second disc we just discovered placed in as well. Goodness, this disc Counsel.
Hold it!
Nope. No, wait. I can't let you do that. Why not? Because because it's got nothing to do with this case. That's why.
Objection!
No, true, Inspector. Ah. It's already proposed. The sound that made by the currents earlier is this music box were part of Morse code message. We know the Morse code is comprised of two distinct tones. Effectively, the second tone message. And then we have the chance to confirm my theory. For crying out loud, sunshine! We're talking about state secrets here! If you're gonna let the whole country come from information like that, it's treason! Then do you admit to the charge that in order to protect those state secrets, you engage in unlawful dealings with the witness? You're mad! You're letting the secret information go to public domain. You're making an enemy of the entire British government, you idiot! Let's not forget, Inspector, that you, a Scotland Yard officer, leaked confidential secrets and sit witness. You continue to let it lie in court, all because of, by fair means of foul, determined your duty. Well, by fair means of foul, I'm prepared to do mine. Don't you dare! I'll stop nothing to protect my client. I don't care what it makes me an enemy of. I'm just gonna drink wine and what's blah. I'm gonna drink wine and what's this? I'm gonna lose the trial. But I'm gonna watch this Japanese fellow get hung. That'd be great. My lord, if you please. The court must descend made by the music box. Come on, Zeke. For Pete's sake, stop him!
Objection!
Blah. Inspector, you should know by now my methods by now. I'm a prosecutor, not a Scotland Yard puppet. Okay. In this courtroom, my duty is to the law, so let people pose a toast, to uncover the truth, by fair means or by foul. No! Very well. His sense of this prosecution has been very clear, I feel. Therefore, in accordance with the defense request, the court now listens to the music set operation once more. This time, the second disc is placed simultaneously. They do it. Stop him. Admit it. Oh, you didn't. Oh, listen to that. It's unmistakable now. What's code? Alright, I admit it. Whatever you want, but for the love of God, set that blaming box up! And that's that. Let me ask you again, Inspector Gregson. Did you or did you not strike a deal with the witness next to the stand? Specifically, the furnish a witness of confidential case secrets in charge of a music box disc. Did you reveal the existence of the people in the inspector's door? I did. Stop! What are you doing, man? It's all excellency, like young Eastern Young has said. When the trial resumed recess, we were stood here together. That's when I approached the man with the deal. Shut up, you imbecile! Shut up! Psst! You there! The detective returned the pawnbrokery the other day, didn't you? I might have something you're looking for, Inspector. With me at this very moment. How about a trade? I suggest you accept. Or for information, a certain individual is uncomfortable indeed. I can't let that information become public knowledge. Under any circumstances. I accepted the man's proposal and told him the details of the case I should have put up to him clear. The peephole in the storeroom door, the bloodstains on the overcoat. By giving false testimony, this means his intent to have the defendant wrongly accused of murder. Inspector, you knew that. Yet you still have revealed those details to fascinate the witness's perjury. I did. But then it turned out the peephole was only made by that night after the incident took place. Scotland Yard wasn't aware of that, so I'm perfectly honest. Well, Mr. Graydon, do you have anything to say for yourself? There's nothing, no one left to hide behind. You struck a deal with the inspector to escape the conviction of a very serious crime. Namely this. The third intruder broken the broken night in question. And you perpetrated the murder of the proprietor of Whistling Banks. You, traitor! Did you just break the guy's fucking neck in the Bailiff, retrain that man at once. Did you just break the inspector's neck? That's it then. It's all over. It's all over. Wait for it. I despite my life going through some sort of vile places. Because the British born in poverty, son of a penniless artisan. My parents did nothing but quarrel all day long. For the money I had, I was never spent on me. So I set about studying to better myself. Wanted to one day escape from that hellhole. He eventually became a communications officer. I admire your determination. But then you decided to try and sell government secrets. Why? Isn't it obvious? Because I wanted money. Even now, years later, the nightmares of my life in that slum wake me in small hours. I want to drown them all out with more money than anyone could live in the squalor could ever imagine. Then one day, I met him. Mr. Mangus McGill.
Ah, you fin quarrel talent you got there. I've money to throw your way if you're interested. All I need you to do is go along with me a little plaid now.
Was to steal the Mystery's telepathic message logs, Mr. Gill would buy them from a handsome sum. As a responsible for inspections of Mystery's communications, simple enough the task.
Bleh, and though the devil's offerings, how easy to succumb.
But, ho, be sure you must reveal the seriousness of the crime you're committing. And for that reason, I took great lengths to ensure that my actions were untraceable.
But it was the music box.
My father was a briefmaker, and my mother was divorced. Wait, 1 second. If you want to hide the secrets, you had the second disc. Why didn't you just smash the disc and there'd be no way we could pin this on you? Why did you keep it on you? My father was a brickmaker, although my mother divorced him when I was still a child. Yes, Mr. Merverton. That's right. Very skilled in his hand. Once the music box would make his apprentice. I imagine his skills would be significant to create a machine that could generate Morse code. So I sought my father again to employ his services. It was the first time I'd seen him since the slums 10 years earlier. Look at you. Look at you, Ashley. You're a fine gent you've become. I'm a different man, the one you in my memory. Feral friend, old man. My poverty had never broken him, never corrupted him like it had me. I was sure he wouldn't help me if I told him the real reason, so I made up a story. I've got some work for you, father. I need a music box made. A music box made? A musician friend of mine was written some music, sell for public. I brought the score with me. There are two, actually. I'd be delighted, son. 20 years since I did any work like this, though. Fetch my tools, would you? They're in my loft. That's how I made him make 2 discs, thereby splitting the information in 2. With taking considerable precautions indeed. To protect myself as much as anything. I mean, I could deal with Mr. Guild in 2 separate transactions. First involving the first of the 2 discs music for playing them. Change for my regards to 10 guinea. On receipt of the second disc, he would pay 1,000. So, that was what the omnibus 2 months ago. It was the second part of the deal, in exchange for the second disc. Yes, I'd sold the main information away many times already. It seems to become reluctant part of the money. Oh, that doesn't quite make sense. For what? The omnibus months ago. Your father, Mullivan, he was the one dealing with the McGowan's, not yourself. When I received 1,000 units for my first completed dealing with the guild, I decided to give 200 to my father for his troubles. But my father realized something was amiss. In time, he worked out I must be involved in something dubious. And when he did, he said to me, "Next time there's an exchange, you'll let me old man do it, understand? Otherwise, I won't take your money anymore." That was my father's way of dealing with it, I suppose. He climbed to the omnibus, handed over the second disc, and take the money from Miss McGild. That's it. I had no idea what was actually on the disc I'd make for him. He'd never know. It was like he never knew why everything was so horribly wrong that night. All I know is the disc was taken from him, and he never returned home. It was only after then I found the sort of monster McGild really was. After 10 years of not noticing uttering, I swore to my father's name. To exact revenge. Oh, he's the one that burnt down the carriage. Revenge? As anyone with Remotto's knowledge knows, man, they must imagine. Mr. McGill brought all his wealth and influence to bear, the most despicable of ways. To crush any semblance of justice on the trial. The crime scene was tampered with, evidence was fixed, the witnesses were buried. The trial 2 months ago was the fastest start to finish. My feet barely touched pretty soil back then, and I walked to the horniest nest completely unaware of the sinister background in it all. I had made plenty of money from my dealings with the Human Guild, so I spent nothing arranged 2 months ago, exactly what to hire. If you're willing to pay the price, there are people in this city that are willing to do anything you ask. Mr. Guild himself straight up knew me that. Are you saying that? I think you have a picture now. Arthur twisted everything in my favor in his courtroom and ensured to walk free. I took matters into my own hands and delivered justice once it deserved. The tragic accident following the trial 2 months ago was planned and executed by yours truly. Mr. Guild's death that day was caused by this man. Oi, everything ready, sir. Take a follow me to the courtroom. Oh, what's this over? This is sooner than I believed. I have been knowing you, sir, but the course is set schedule. Well, I must be making my tracks now. It's time for inspection. Let me examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. I'll ask if I could present myself for it. So that policeman who came to tell me to go could examine the omnibus again. That's right, an imposter, hired by me. Mr. God used the wealth in the trial. I paid people to educate the omnibus of all manner of false evidence. He threatened the witnesses to lie in testimony. So I gave the man the taste of his own medicine. Once the omnibus was doused in paraffin, once a shame policeman unhorsed women inside and set him one-way journey to hell. An eye for an eye. That's how I avenged my father's death. Ho, spine-chilling Captain indeed. Krampus, get your ass in here. Oh, but I bet eat this detective right here. Don't eat him, eat this guy. Ow. But that wasn't the end of it for me. There was a loose end, you see. A loose end? Yes, I didn't think it was obvious. The second disc, which my father had taken in exchange for the Mr. Oh, yes. Indeed, the mentioned name the child 2 months ago, really because he had been removed from the scene of the crime. When I realized missing, I remembered something. Something from the first time I dealt with Miss McGild. All the Phoenix Wright games are great all great story mysteries. This is the first time the 2 discs music boxes need to play them. Well, look at that. Look at that now. Ingenious little invention. So then, as I promised, 10 keen for the young man. What's this? A Winnie-based pawnbrokery? Aye, this pawnbroker ticket, so it is. You can use it to redeem the article deposited for you.
There's no need to give the name. Just hand the ticket over. Tell the firma the watchword. I put the jewel in the pawn for you. Fetch 10 guinea when you sell it. Tell it well. So I've never heard a pawnbroker using quite that way before. Have you not, Mr. Gason? London pawnbrokers are very useful places, you know. Each one is extremely secure vault. I thought I knew if you taking steps to hide the disc. It would be in a pawnbroker somewhere. And that night I killed my father, he must have entrusted the tickets to someone. Yes, to Gina. I remember now. As when we first met you, the Winterbanks afternoon that day ago, you had a description of Mr. Lunacy written down. How did you know who to look for? From the trial. People I was told, didn't see that. I realized immediately she was another one of Mr. Lunacy's pawns. They must be threatened somehow. I was fairly convinced she would be the hand ticket. But I started making inquiries. I had a strong suspicion the girl would come for the Woodbrook redemption deadline. She's absolutely right. And yes, I'm sure enough, she did. All I had to do was wait until we got the girl spent the Winterbanks within the articles. But unfortunately, she didn't only make his coat, and there was one disc in his pocket. All important music box was the second still inside was missing. Blah, because it had been provided 2 days earlier. But all aware of the fact, I could have avoided the nightmare excursion. Meanwhile, our investigation into the stolen government secret was progressing. We picked the fact that Mr. Guild is involved. Inspector, you recovered fast. Oh, he survived. My orders were to recover the stolen information as quickly as possible. We started gathering the fellas possession, examine whatever he could lay around his hands on. We had forced the investigation on the yard to keep it quiet as we could. Then, when the inspector here took the disc from me in the pawnbroker that day, I became nervous. I saw the music box with the second disc was still somewhere in the shop somewhere, so I knew I had to race against time. I had to find the article before the police did. That's what prompted you to break into the place that night. With the help of your old friends, the Skulkin brothers. What happened that night at the pawnbrokery can only describe as a nightmare. While Nurse and Django was searching the counter, I located the music box. I'd solved the gold on the shelf for printed articles. Blah, the second disc was inside. Yes, I slipped it into my pocket with a very deep sigh of relief. But then, something entirely unexpected happened. What are you doing in my shop? Bang! Ah! Fuck! Ah, fuck! A gunshot rang out in the shop, and I felt a sharp pain in my left arm. Blah, the broken fired his gun, and the bullet pierced your limb. Yes, exactly. Unfortunately, I decided to bring my own gun at the time that night, just in case. You saw your face, so you had to kill him. Before I knew what had happening, I fired back. The man already turned to flee. I hadn't intended to fire in his direction, much less kill him. But unfortunately for both of us, the bullet hit home. Struck him in the middle of his back as he fled through the storeroom door for refuge. Oh, I'm sorry to tell you. All took place in the blink of an eye. I didn't imagine National would ever realize what had happened at first. I was terrified, so I fled. And that's the whole story. Everything that happened the Winterbanks night. And we win. He admitted the crime. Fuck you, jury. We don't need you anymore. Blah. Ho, ho, ho. Blah. Earlier called Miss McGard a monster. A man who used the wealth and influence to distort the facts and escape justice from the crime of murder. What a tragic irony, for what you have done is exactly the same. Fuck you, you vampire bitch. Salt! You've become a very monster. You're salt to the spies and deep misguiled. Pocket salt! Where do you keep getting all this salt from? Yes, I think I have. Well, a long, engrossing trial. However, I've seen that the last we have arrived at the truth. Inspector Gregson? Mr. Alice Gregson? Oi, Governor! He's been restrained according to the yard. He'll be catching the murder of Wilbanks and stealing of government secrets. Very good. And you, Inspector? Regrettably, you will be faced with charges yourself. Yes, my lord. Of course. What transpired was you cooperated help with criminal justice. The fact remains whether or not you are doing it in the name of duty. The crime is still a serious one, Inspector, and inexcusable. Ho ho! Now the friend of Mr. Gunner say? Ah, yeah? Yeah. This time, in front of the judge station. Jury ready, Miss Foreman? Yes, sir. Grab a squadron, ready, stand by, sir. Already now. Last push, final call, finishing the whistle. Men ready to deliver the final verdicts. Thank you, Foreman. Very well. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we now declare the decision of the court.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty, squeak! That's the stuff. I'm off the hook. Finally, you finally managed to do it. Finally is the word. It really was to have come out the top of a while there. Susie was right. You're the best lawyer in the world. Miss Lonsdale, I'm not finished with you yet. Fuck! Oh yeah, what are you looking at me like for? Before you start enjoying your freedom, there's a certain crime, other crimes you consider. 3 months ago, in my courtroom, no less, you gave final testimony, did you not? In relation to the trial today, not only did you not unlawfully enter Winnipeg's property, you also attempted that the crime was Winnipeg's property, it seems. I never done nothing of the sort. Of course not. It's not like you were gleefully wearing Winnipeg's coat in the cell yesterday or anything. Oh, just when we're getting excited about throwing a party for Greenie this evening. In turning the attention to the fence, determining that we played together, the music box that did contain Mr. Morse code was, well, certainly a most unexpected revelation, Counsel. Blair, you are so totally fucked. You should probably go back to Japan very quickly. Quite so, my lord. But you to quote entirely off guard. In fact, I think we should applaud the learned friend for courage here today. I propose a toast. Determine the government secret is decimated before the entire courtroom. Yeah, I'm gonna go now. Where's the closest boatyard? Very sorry about that. It was the only way I could get Inspector Goodson to admit what he had done, so... If I may... Okay. Sholmes or the Chief Minister? I'm just checking. If I may say that on that point. Isn't that... Oh no, it's this. Oh sir. It's about the position of the box. I do wonder if there was really Morse code at all. What? What are you saying, madame? Oh, well, it's just that I'm really rather fashionable when it comes to Morse code, you see. In fact, the whole world seemed to cover it in dots and dashes. Oh, fuck me. The father didn't actually make a Morse code message. It was faked. Goodness, madame. An unhealthy level of obsession, he interferes. I must say that in my opinion, the sounds produced of those 2 discs were nothing more than that. Meaningless and neither 2 different tones. The father made fake discs. What? It can't really be. It was Morse code. Was it Morse code after all? My lord, the feds would like to listen to Music Geek Box again. I out of your nut! How many times I have to tell you? Those discs contain material secrets, sunshine. Bleh, this courtroom is not perfect for fun to discuss the nature of the government communications. We know that Miss McGill conspired the national secrets of our enemies, secret acquired from Miss McGarrison. Now that a man has admitted to the crimes, we have no procedure to further matter. It's really going to be bothering me. Miss Lonsdale, Yeah, Lord.
What you have seen today here at the courtroom is extremely disturbing.
Photoman. Blur. Photoman estimated intimidation perjury. Graham Khan's catalogue depravity.
An appealing student of both a child.
Come on. It ain't nothing I don't see most days in the back in the slums.
I beg your pardon.
If you're weak, you pay for it. That's just how life goes.
Gina.
But look, I reckon I've worked and done enough today. The word ain't fair, but if you wanted to change, you've got to start at home. You've got to change how you are yourself.
Oh, well, that's very laudable lesson, I would say. I really look forward to a born again, Miss Lichtenstein. You never grace to the courtroom presence again. I grant the murder of Miss William Panks. Put upon public restraint. I hereby declare the defendant, Miss Gina Lonsdale. She shot her own firework. Wait, wasn't it a smoke grenade? The room filled with smoke and she runs away. God damn it! Is that all? Court is adjourned.
Blur. You're good. I shall make you a throw. Come over here so I can bite you. What? You heard me. I want to bite you on the neck.
Blur, on a personal note, I must say you surprised me, my fearsome friend. Oh.
Despite being the Polonaise, you just saw through the pretense of the malice of the fated Englishmen. At the same time, you show through the grime, the surprising heart of your English client. You have a curious talent for judging character, especially considering they are very different cultures.
I don't think there's anything curious about it.
Blur? Question mark.
Whether or not there's Empire, whether from the Empire of Great Britain or the Empire of Japan. We're all human beings. We're not very different on the inside.
You know, I thought the case a very simple reason. To lock swords with you once again here in the courtroom.
You did?
When I encouraged you for the first time 2 months ago, you reminded me. I've toasted to friendship, to trust another in the pause, to only find the trust you betrayed. Although you had hoped to look into the eyes of the man I once knew, you try to understand.
You mentioned something similar earlier today, about total betrayal in the hands of the Japanese. What happened exactly?
Blur. Well, you may ask, and one day, when the time comes, you will learn of the answer. Blur. Until that day, like it or not.
Alright, I'll wait for that day if I must.
Also, I did kill those people, Blur. But no one will believe you, blah. Come from them known of Leopold Belly, I must retirement service 5 years ago. It gives me a cause to wonder if our meeting has some deeper purpose. Ow. So farewell, my London police fellow. Until we meet again.
Bleh. Well, time for the after trial celebrations. 10th April, 5:24 p.m. Old Bailey, defendant's Arch-Chamber.
Arch-Chamber!
It's done. It's over at last. But where's Iris disappeared to?
Oh!
Congratulations, Gina. I knew you were all along. I knew you were innocent.
Well, you did what you said, Mr. Narrator. I believe it. You believed in me up to the end. You're as good as your name.
What's about it? I told you I had faith in you, didn't I?
No one ever has before, see? Got the promise, I mean, properly.
That's awful.
I figured out something today. All my life, I've grown up in slums, never trusted no one. but the death just because I was scared of being stabbed in the back. I mean, the more you trust someone, the more it hurts when they let you down.
Yes, I think I can understand that.
After all, I had the test of what 2 months ago. Trust someone.
Someone paid for it. The betrayal left me a big scar. You know though, Gina, I worked something quite recently too. Trusting in someone else is really exciting in learning how to trust yourself. When your gut tells you the right thing to do, your trust is rewarded. There's no better feeling in the world. I think you have to thank for reminding me of that valuable lesson.
Oh well, if you say so. Don't make a fat lot of sense to me though. I'm truly saying, putting my faith in you, Gina. Gina, has been real pleasure. For crying out loud, you pack it in. But I suppose I sort of feel the same way. I mean, sometimes trusting someone else is, you know, alright.
Thanks.
This is the way you see it, Runoseke. A defense lawyer is only good as the faith in his clients. And that comes down to how much faith he has in himself.
As this experience, I'm starting to feel like I understand what you mean. Kazuma. I'm living up to your expectations? Am I turning out the lawyer you believed I could be?
No! Pardon the interruption. What the deuce? What about the deuces, man? We noticed, dear fella.
Ah, that voice.
Is it too late for that voice now, Mr. Naruto? I've been standing here patiently for the corner of the room for the entirety. Yes, it was me all along. I would have said if you finally noticed me. But you people, you're incessant babbling.
Mr. Shrooms.
Yes, it was me all along. You see?
God damn it, Mr. Shrooms. And stop getting naked in front of us and changing clothes, god damn it. We don't need to see that anymore than we already have. I'd assume you've been taken back to the hospital, to be honest.
Indeed I was, but I managed to escape again.
Oh. Wait, again?
Happens to be aware of one or two foibles in the doctors who treated me. I may have made a knowledge of made them known. The man that happily issued a leave of absence.
How very above board.
But not for my adventures. Fine victory, Mr. Naruto. A tireless efforts justly rewarded, I feel. Congratulations are in order. A close friend, tip my hat to you.
Oh,
Thank you? Some great detective you are. Getting big and cold and icy, maybe. Have I irked you in some way, Miss Lunsday? While you've been having to snooze your life from sort of bed, I've been having a fight with my lives. Ah, well. Both did cause me to lose a substantial amount of blood, that's true. I do have intended the feeling somewhat cold, perhaps ice cold, but, well, I have a feeling.
Could you take your hands off your neck, please, Mr. Shrooms?
And well, I suppose congratulations are in order for you too, Miss Lunsday.
What that's supposed to mean?
What's that supposed to mean? Why half-hearted? Well, naturally, it isn't my intention to alarm you, but acquittal in this trial is particularly for prosecutor, perhaps a little precarious.
Well done, Mr. Shrooms. Not alarming in the slightest. She's gonna die.
Oh, the Reaper, you mean? Of course, if I'm not found not guilty in the trial, I'm working the winds, dead by day. That is very point is trying to make. It exemplifies the fate that Mr. McGill, in fact. Ah, but of course, I pay no attention to such irrational drivel myself. Yeah, well, don't bother me. Oh, really? Of course not. Well, I see it. Reaper's a bit like I'm upstairs. I'm upstairs? You mean like God? God? Yeah, upstairs, you know. What? Right, he knows what people are like on the inside. You won't give us wrong end to the stick. There are some covers like bootlegger to get rotten to the core. At the end of the day, I'm upstairs like make sure they get the rot they deserve.
I suppose that's a way of looking at it. Fine justice. The one thing, although Reaper is taking matters into his own hand in claiming lives of the others.
I ain't like that making McGill world, so I ain't scared of principles, you see. A trait in which you have been most admired, Miss Lunsday. Oi, Let's give it a rest, alright? I was saying, congratulations in order. News of your acquittal was very welcome news today indeed. Let me express my heartfelt congratulations, Gina. Well, there you are! There you are, Hurley! How long have you been there? Honestly, I hope the main entrance express to meet you there. Ah, Iris, my dear. I do apologize, but wait until I tell you what happened. They made utter fools of themselves. What happened? You know, I have a bit of a disguise. I hide in this room dressed as a bailiff. And now don't they recognize me a present at all. Ha ha ha! I had no idea. Can you imagine, Iris? Would you credit it? I'm not sure I'm not sure really. I beg your pardon. I'm sorry, Haley. You don't have the weighty presence to seem to think you have.
Hey, Olivia. Doing good, thank you. How's your day going?
In fact, I thought I'd be careful. We're going to land in trouble one day. I'll be careful.
Ouch.
Anyways, it's such a shame. I was so hoping to throw a party for Ginny tonight, but you won't be able to come, will you?
Don't look like I'm going anywhere for a while. Yeah, the judge's partner. I got stuff to make amends for, apparently. All the offences. What was it again? Breaking and entering, taking the boot stuff, plugging, blah 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 blah. Yes, you'll find yourself basically a pickpocket in the main office. Well, an uneventful day is not a bad day. But diving ain't offensive. Our job, ain't it? I don't think so. Still, it got me thinking. All this. Maybe I'll start looking for another line of work. I mean, don't start off as a lawyer, would you, Ada? Well, no, I was never a pickpocket. Well, anyway, I reckon I can make a change. I'm going to be scuffing all of them me like some stuffing making a difference for them.
What a wonderful idea, Kenny. I'm sure you can do it. What is it?
Nothing. It's Judith Wednesday. Oh, oi, the prison guards arrived. Madam, we come along to the rear gate once. Right. Let's knock them off then. Yes, goodbye, Gina. Good luck. Take your hat off so we can look at you. Otto? Yes? Fuck, she's gonna kill me! No one stop her, quickly! She's got a gun! Anyone! No, please stop! No, wait! Ah! Blah! What was that for? I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to say. So, you shot it? Ah, indeed. Perhaps a little situation calls for a phrase. Hitherto missing from the vocabulary of Miss Lonsday. Eh? On occasions such as this, I recommend a simple thank you. Oh.
Oh yes, it's a good advice, Kenny.
Right, I see. Well. Fuck off. Ah, I'll take it. Thank you for everything, won't you have done? I believe in me. Not at all. In fact, that should be my line. Thank you, Gina.
Well, there she goes.
Well, there she goes. Never to want to see her again.
Well, well.
What in indomitable pickpocket?
Oh, I nearly forgot. I put the paper outside. Special edition. The trial's over on the front page. Pickpocket innocent proven. Isn't that wonderful?
You just shot to Gina, Iris. She would have been thrilled.
Oh no. How silly of me. Ah, but anyway, would you like to go good news or the bad news?
Not again.
Well, the bad news is I'm going to shoot you in the face. I'm sick of your bullshit. So, you're going to die now. What do you say, Renee?
As usual, I think I'd rather get the bad news out of the way first.
Absolutely not. I have no intention of listening to anything but good news. And there you have it. How people answer that question says a lot about them, doesn't it?
Let's not go there.
Alright then. Maybe let's start with the good news this time. Rain has finally stopped. The recorded rainfall level is apparent. Wow, that's good news indeed. We're journeying back to the greater comfort.
Alright then, what's the bad news?
Huge storm has left the sea very choppy. Shadows are particularly awful, so sailors out of the Devon are delayed for one more day.
Wait, Dover?
That's right. If you're heading to the station immediately, might start making a time to wave Susie off.
I think it's more of a threat when you hold a gun and say that. But, there won't be a train, surely. You could be that lucky.
Who do you think I am? Mr. Nardo?
Mr. Sholmes?
I rushed Victoria Station, spent it earlier, and got special express tickets. So if we hurry now, we shall have them there for dinner. I know a fine restaurant and services most delicious baked sole.
I don't get the Great Detective does again.
Indeed it does. It happens to be aware of a number of rail transports directed foibles.
What?
I merely made knowledge of them known to the man, and he happily laid on a locomotive. Elementary.
Just an idea, but maybe might be wise stopping manipulating people that way.
What are we waiting for then? Hurry up! Now!
I'm going! Jeez, okay. Bloody crazy gun wielding. Well, at least you didn't use the bazooka this time. 18th of April, 5:23 AM, Port of Dover, Quayside.
And look at that. They look somewhat larger than I anticipated. Susie must be out to leave now.
Miss Sadiso, where are you? Over there, look. Looks like she's reading something.
Hold it!
What the fuck do you think you're about to do? Miss Sadiso, wait. What are you doing? Mr. Naruto, what are you doing here? I came as soon as could after the trial, I mean. We heard the sailing was delayed due to the weather, so you see. Oh, I see. Then tell me, how did Gina do a trial ago? It went well. She was acquitted. And now she's already in jail forever. The legal system works. That's wonderful. Really wonderful. Wonderful news. The book you were about to throw in the OC. It was your Encyclopedia of British Law, wasn't it? Oh dear. I was hoping you hadn't seen that. I'm not worthy of practicing law in any way now, so I was saying my final farewell. You're saying goodbye to law? You said it so, son?
Would be correct in assuming. It's because of the peephole, Miss Sadiso.
I deliberately altered the scene of the crime, and then tried to hide the fact. What I did was totally unforgivable.
That reminds me. How did you even come to have this, Susie?
On the evening of the incident, Miss Jones had invited Gina to dinner. You remember?
Oh yes, we had a wonderful time.
I stole it from ya! Little Gina told us to do action lesson, didn't she? The art of pickpocketing, I mean.
Oh, that was so much fun. I saw Reno's armband.
Yes, and please don't do that again, Iris. The band is very important to me.
Well, if it's so important, you should pay more attention to it. You didn't notice ages.
So on a whim, I thought it would be fun to see if I could take the cat flapper mat and put it up my sleeve.
Really?
I rather forgot about it and found myself in the Mr. Winterbeck's shop later that night.
I see.
And then...
Ah! Mr. Sholmes! Mr. Sholmes! Leave me, Mr. Naruto!
Right. after Naruto left the shop, I started to think. That door started to play on my mind. Storeroom door, you mean? Yes. If Gina was anywhere in the shop, I realized it could be behind that door. At that moment, the little device I had in my sleeve sprang to mind. I was so worried about Gina, I simply had to know. So, you used the cat flap mode to make the peephole on the door. I captured a photographic print on the shop. By Hurley's one red-handed masters. Indeed! The first importance of that point. Precisely when the peephole was made, the information proved to be the greatest weapon. So naturally, without proof, it would be amounted to nothing. But I looked through the hole in the door. The sight made my blood run cold. My memory was just been stored. Naruto in the centerfold. I thought I started to run through my mind. Remember the two child magnets my guild. I thought it mapped manipulated evidence. The rain's false testimony secured freedom. I made the British justice feel very dark and sinister to me. And then, a terrible thought occurred to me. What if some wicked criminal was planning to do the same thing now? Because of the appearance of the crime scene, it looked exactly like Green had shot Mr. Winterbanks. Even though I was sure it would never have done such a thing. You're worried that the true culprit would try to frame her into the crime. That's right, but then I realized. It would be very difficult for anyone to give a false testimony in this case. What do you mean? Well, the crime appeared to have happened behind the door of the locked room. When someone claimed falsely to have witnessed it, they appeared to be waited to be seen on the door. For which, the peephole would have been very thin. Only when the peephole I'd made wasn't actually there until after the crime had been committed, of course. The crime we wouldn't know would make any difference. But the possibility rather Engage's trap was not a trap. Why did she? So, that's why you kept the secret, Susie. You never mentioned it to the people to anyone, not even to the police. I know. I'd known the time I was doing was wrong, a criminal offence even. That's why I decided to confide Mr. Sholmes. If Murderer was completely backed into a corner, without other possibility of escaping with means. The truth that the people would save him, that's my plan. She really does think of everything. But then, why didn't you just tell me everything before the trial began? My dear fellow, you're not thinking straight. If she'd done that, it would have been rendered you complicit in the whole escapade. You could have been disbarred and feel bad and seen knowingly tempered with the crime scene. Simply so I decided to shoulder the burden of it alone. For your sake, and Miss Linsday's. Miss Sadaso. The truth is, when it happened, I did it because I lost a little of my faith in the law. I was worried that the right person wouldn't be convicted of the crime. The moment I allowed myself to think that, the moment I lost my right to call myself a judicial assistant. What you did isn't comparable to what he did. Graydon is the one who lied the witnesses stand, using the people holes way to play greener. And besides, if your people inconsistency hadn't existed, I'm not sure I would be able to acquit it in the end. Miss Sadaso, what you did saved Gina's life. Yay, backwards logic for everyone. Well, what your kind words, Miss Naruto. You saved me too from my regrets. Well, most mistake for Miss Linsday, freedom has been assured. Yes, exactly. Although some loose ends in the trial still continue to play on my mind, for sure. Did the revelation in the music book disc contain the secret message, Naruto? Dr. Trump worked out. So I imagined. Well, actually, the argument wasn't quite compelling as I thought it was. Oh? It wasn't? There's a communication by the members. The telegraph operator. He said the majority of the sound of the disc were just meaningless tones. One would expect, after all, they're talking about the secret government communications. No doubt they were written in cipher, the point being really understood by what they accepted. In cipher, I see. So then they could have never hoped to understand the message anyway. Nonsense, my dear fellow.
It's quite a zero pipe dream. Zero quite problem, yeah, I show you. Wait. Mr. Jones has a copy of all has a copy of it. A. So G. What? Well, it can't be real words, can it? How funny. Wait, Iris, what did you just say? I just said Asogi. Yes, that would mean something to you. Means something. Asogi was the name of my best friend. What? But how? How'd you know that name, Iris? I wrote it down during the trial before. The message was playing in the music box. She can chime it on the fly. She really is a genius. But the message probably wouldn't have written out in plain Morse code. I tried various interpretations. But whenever I tried, the word just didn't make sense. That is, in English at least. Oh. Something occurred to me that, you see, there's more than one Morse code, not just English variety. Various countries of the world have alternate Morse codes to use in their own languages. I don't believe it. So you're saying... That's right. I've actually seen the chart of Japanese Morse code once before. But I think it's based on the IRO programmer, I think. I mean to say that Japanese Morse code message says Asogi. Yes, I think so. Sorry, I don't remember all the Japanese Morse code. Iris, let me see that. Miss Sato, do you know what Japanese Morse code? Yes, I spent the time studying it. Why? Because I'm quite sure Morse code will come in very important in intercontinental communications. I might recommend you, my dear, but you focus on the efforts of English version. Be that I may, Iris, show me the message, please. Of course. Read it aloud, asshole. But how can this possibly mean? What if the logs are supposed to mean the dots and dashes? It's made of course strange for senseis. There's no doubt about this message written in Japanese Morse code. So the British Empire was using Japanese for its secret communications. I don't understand the reason why, but the message appears to be listed of 4 people's names. 4 names? The first is Kai Asogi. Kiyosama Asogi? Why? Why is his name that on the disc? Second is Shin. Shin? I don't recognize that name. The third is T. Gorgeson. Gorgeson? That was Tobias Gorgeson. Third man on the list. What's his name doing in secret government communications as well? And the last name... What's the matter, Mr. Satoso? It's just so strange. So unexpected. Oh, what is this, Lucy? Don't keep us in suspense. The last name is J. Wilson. What? What? Wilson? John H. Wilson? You mean Daddy? It says only J. Wilson. I'm afraid I can't be sure. Then I'm afraid after 4 names it reads, if I translate this from Japanese, that's all 4. At the end of the message, or rather, at the end of what you noted down, Iris. I just can't believe it. Would ever have thought that those just contained Japanese Morse code. Not to mention, the strangers with distributing familiar names. It would appear this particular message is communication of some kind between Great Britain and the Empire of Japan. So Daddy could be in Japan then. Where's Susie Ruda come from? Oh well, he's dead. No. It's not very likely really, is it? I mean, there are thousands of people with the surname Wilson. There must be lots of J's among them. Just shove her in the ocean and run away. Like, psh, run! Professor John H. Wilson, visiting professor of medicine at Imperial University. We can't tell Iris about it now. We just can't. Shove her in the ocean. So strange, somehow solving a case of Windybeck's murder today. I feel like rolled back into blunder a month of very dark cave. I do wonder if perhaps it's a dark cave we shouldn't go wandering inside. I'm sorry, but the second game of the series, so that's a cave we're going deep inside. Fuck, my boat!
Oh dear, the ship is going to set sail soon. Yes, it seems so. I'll sail on the steamship for the first port of Duncan in France. I'll change to a larger passenger vessel boarded for Japan. Oh, really going then? Susie? We wish you a safe passage, Miss Addison. Thank you so much. I wish all of you the very best. Also, I'm not telling you about the book. Miss Addison, I had hoped you'd always be by my side to guide me through to support me. Mr. Naruto, please, come back soon. That's all I'm concerned, for you really are the very best judicial assistant in the world. Is this going to end with her flipping me into the sea? I'm quite sure we're back, you know it. Really? Really, Susie? Oh, don't fret, Iris. I made you a promise we've meant to fulfill. A promise? About your manuscript. Oh yes, the hand of the Bescal vows. I'll be waiting for you then, Susie. Promise is a promise. Definitely, Iris. They're not going to tell ya. Mr. Naruto? Yes. Yes. You remember the first time we met? Yes, of course. Yes, Bora. When you dragged me out from the wardrobe, still half asleep. I remember rightly, you threw me halfway across the cabin with Sudiso takedown. You know very well what I'm talking about after that. It's strange, being thrown together we were in that case. Somehow I felt straight away you're the perfect person to continue Kazuma's great legacy. Miss Sadaso. You have to come back when I play the second game. Which will probably be it would probably be, if not tomorrow, the day after. Rentix were right. I really want to believe. No. I'm sure that I'll be back soon. Farewell until then. I might take tomorrow off to build the Lego set. Cutscene. The budget has returned. Give my voice a bit of rest.
Somehow we seem to have come to the end of the adventures of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Or the first volume, at least.
The cat's there to kill us all.
Looking back now, it feels as though fate has led me on this journey. Fate led me to becoming a lawyer, to traveling halfway around the world, to meeting the great detective. I'm sure there'll be trials and tribulations ahead. Of course there will. But whatever happens, I know I'll be able to turn my fortunes around.
The seagull poops in his eye.
I have the greatest friends in the world on my side.
Seinfeld. A gift to my dad for his birthday. If I have time, I might build the other one as well. Ah, yes, Mr. Naruto. Yes, Mr. Sholmes. I have some rather awkward news. The rail company decided to sue over the special express train, apparently. Huh? It caused such a commotion on the line. All the other trains were waiting at the station. But really, you would never have made it over in time otherwise. Anyway, I explained everything, and now it's all your fault. Huh? What? I believe all complaints should be delivered to your office tomorrow. Don't worry, my dear fellow. According to Miss Sadaso, you have loved defending yourself in court. Alright, if you're happy with this, that's fine. He really didn't look like he was taught the man could do something so outrageous. See? Mr. Sholmes? Yes? A word if you don't mind. Certainly. What would you like to bow out, my dear fellow? Oh yes, Rena's words. We'd like to see. Then, I only must say...
Objection!
Fuck you! Oh. Okay. This game's a lot easier than the older Phoenix Wrights. I don't know if I'm just more used to the bullshit of the games after playing them all. Well, in the following week's 100 boxes arrived. Some things afoot, other I transpired and ordered them all myself. So I advised them to say it with unused by Mr. Sholmes. The money I've earned, consulting detective work, pays pittance in comparison. I haven't slept a wink. The manuscript due tomorrow. I'm very busy. Ali surely cooks me breakfast. Well, cooked as overestimates. Some dry toast and instant coffee. I do miss Susie's lovely Japanese breakfasts. Witness, your testimony. Riddles with contradictions. Exactly. Really like current kinds of ground on the rascals themselves. I don't know. Your father isn't a man. You called the killer a liar. Witnesses, my court was no place for petty arguments. We will see every character again. Having done the Russian dance ashore, it's okay. I laid low on the sheep for a while. But last night, I appeared an extremely suspicious Japanese nation aboard. I've done nothing wrong! All I did was give Wishu watching her hand bring her food in my pocket. And then bring the kitten aboard and suddenly he's hired a criminal. It's not fair! Scientific investigation, the gold standard for placing in the no edge. A dream of a world governed by the 10th of order of the Bismarck. A great clock, in fact, 100 parts meshed together in perfect unison. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have but 2 minutes of 37 seconds to my next appointment. So over the freeze frame, he's still blinking. The last Render's magazine's out, and I'm in it again. Whenever I say one last line she wrote now, I get standing ovation. I can hear it. Not bad, I suppose. For an amateur. Her ladyship puts me to shame. Been visiting the old girl on a daily basis, of course. Journey, my old jailbird. I must say, battling with those bally stars every day, found one wonders ridiculous. Managing rather well with homework housework too. I got my mate's business tapped up, as I say. I hope the gossiping neighbours don't realise I'm out of the house is his own maid. Wait, that lady went to jail for the accident of accidentally stabbing that other lady who didn't die? You would have thought just like, you know, charged with, you said, to pay her hospital bills or something. Oh, my Froley's back on the beat again. Oh, thanks to the Reaper. There's nothing to joy more than these days than hunting down a criminal for all changes in the gutter. Better Bobby now, looking for the lenders and dumping in pennies. My lovely wife. Oh, Pat. Oh, Rolly. How do I perform with this camera? I don't know. The cycling eyes hurt a lot. Why am I wearing these contacts again? I don't know. For the picture. What picture? Look like I'm gonna be doing time for a bit now. But Iris comes every day and matter. I ain't too boring. She always going about on no new cases of what Sholmes is looking into. Criminals investigating, kind of interesting when you get into them. yes. Yes, so renounce upbringing to a life with a little crime. But regrets, please.
Get over it, Bev. Give it over, Benny. You ain't the Ashton we used to know.
Quick, we've got time to plan and come back for benefit the Scotland's milk run, right? 3 muscle-roasts. Milk in the neighborhood for all they're worth. He's a double homicide and stealing government secrets under his belt. He ain't doing shit forever. He's gonna be hung. He's gonna get killed. I am the ghost of Badgerso. His past experience I've never to remember evermore. Faithful goodbyes, wonderful encounters. I've realized that life is full about. No, son, I promise. Your essence will return one day. But for now, I'll leave you with many memories, and a half a wish. Life will treat you well. The camera didn't change color because it's already a ghost. There we go. Your turn next. You're going to jail. Patty cake, bacon. Oh. Okay. I've already gone way over my time, so I'm gonna call it there for tonight. So thank you all for coming. I will be muting my mic, but I'll leave the credits playing until it's all over. So see you all tomorrow for some Legos. Legos for all.
Mic off.